Namaste and good morning, everyone. Let's start our Wednesday class with the prayers. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Bhurbhavasvaha, Tatsavitra Varenayam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yo Naha Prachodayat, Asto Ma Sadgamya, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamya. Om Sahnavavatu, Sahnavnatu, Saviryam Karvavai, Tejasvi Navaditamastu, Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Even though all of you are yoga students, yoga abhyasis, but still, today I want to talk about the benefits of yoga. Imagine waking up one morning to find that all stresses in your life have been replaced with pure joy. Yes, joy, the kind of a pure joy we all felt when we were children. On a summer day, no school, could play with our friends. Nothing to do but explore the whole world. Now imagine possessing a strong, flexible body over which you have a perfect control. And to top that off, imagine a mind free of chaotic thought, confusion, and uncertainty. So in other words, imagine pure health, peaceful mind, and a pure bliss. These are the goals of yoga. This is what those yogis have promised us in those yogic scriptures. And even if we don't attain our goal tomorrow, or even the next day, if you are on this journey of yoga sadhana, or technically I should say that if you are living a life which is a yoga anukula, according to the yogic principles, you have embarked on this amazing journey. Yoga is a process of self-discovery. These days we say yoga, but actually it's neither yoga nor yoga. In English, we just say yoga. The correct pronunciation of this word is yoga. There's not a big A at the end. In Sanskrit, it's a small A, yoga. So not yoga or yoga, yoga. That is the correct pronunciation, but sometimes we just use this yoga word or yoga word, so yoga. So yoga is a process of self-discovery, and it is not difficult actually. It is beautifully simple to walk on this journey. In fact, once we start walking on this path, we start loving it. Because the negative thinking, stereotyping, or divisiveness, they're all contrary to the philosophy of yoga. Anyone at any fitness level and with a wide range of personal and fitness goals can benefit from beginning the yogic practice. Maybe you want to try this sadhana because you have never been able to touch your toes and you would like to. Maybe you are seeking a quiet place to center yourself, to meditate by taking your mind somewhere far away from the house, the kids, the office, or the million nagging details of everyday life. Maybe you're an athlete who wants to learn yogic breathing for its own advantages by having stronger lungs and better circulation. Or maybe you have heard that yoga is great for migraine, headaches, relief from chronic lower back pain, or even a high blood pressure. Let me tell you, according to the World Health Organization, an estimated 1.3 billion, not million, billion people worldwide suffer from high blood pressure. And yoga promises to lower our blood pressure. And if it stays too low, yogic techniques are to increase that too. Or yoga is also a good physical therapy after an injury or during an illness. And all of this is true. But at the same time, we got to remember the ancient and venerable art of yoga is neither a sport nor a religion. But it definitely helps us to become a better human being, no matter what we are doing. So remember that it's a journey of the body and mind. Body is our gross body, which we call Sathul Sharir. And over here, mind, I mean that Suksham Sharir. That Suksham Sharir has Man also, Buddhi also, Chit also, and Ahankar also. Man, Buddhi, Chit, Ahankar. So when you practice yoga, you nurture the movement of the prana also, the life force. So yoga is a system of techniques that reflects real and proven scientific concepts. Many things scientists understand about the body have actually been known by our rishis, yogis, for centuries. And it's also a fun activity. You can ask anybody who has been practicing the yoga, they'll tell you they look forward to their practice. Because the results which get produced, they are so powerful. You start seeing the results right away. I have seen people when they walk into the ashram hall, first day they cannot sit on the floor. They sit on the chair. After coming to the ashram for a few days, practicing whatever they can practice at their own level, they are able to sit on the floor. So you see these kind of achievements, these kind of results, which are so powerful right away. Yoga really wakes you up. It wakes up your body, sharpen your mind, and even clarify your intellect. Yoga does not hurt. It's only as difficult as you make it. Yogic practice allows you to proceed at an individualized pace. There's no competition in yoga. It could be a tiny part of your life, or you can incorporate its theories, rituals, postures, diet, and philosophy into every aspect of your life. It's up to you. You have that freedom. Ultimately, our goal is total freedom. So these rishis, these yogis, these gurus, they have given us the freedom. Practice as much as you want, whatever part you want to practice. But they also say that if you begin a steady practice, be assured that yoga will transform the way you look, the way you walk, the way you sit, the way you feel, the way you move, breathe, or even interact with the friends, family, and co-workers. Your relationships become better because you have a really deep relationship with yourself. You have confidence in yourself. Yoga is designed to work all your muscles, not just a few isolated major muscle groups. Many of the postures, such as the twists, Matsyendrasana, and the inversions, Sarvangasana or Shirshasana, they stimulate particular internal organs or even release energy from stress-prone areas, such as lower back or neck. Yoga's fine-tuning exercises are the ultimate full body workout. Fitness today means more than a healthy body. Yoga is a great preventive medicine because it keeps all of you, body, mind, attitude, outlook, immune system, in top form. Your spine, the grand central station of your body, is stretched, loosened, and aligned by yogic postures. Because those postures are designed to allow energy to flow freely. See, energy is flowing constantly, but we just, because of our poor habits, we block them. But these yogic exercises, they help us to have the energy free flow of it through your spine and your entire body. We need the energy in our fingertips also, in our toes also. These nadis, where the energy is flowing, they are in countless in number in our body. And we got to make sure that with the proper breathing and proper stretching and proper relaxation, we send that energy properly to every part. That's why they say the yoga aids circulation, digestion, respiration, reproduction also. Reproduction, which has become a big problem these days. But if the young couples, they start practicing some yoga at the physical level, at the mental level, do some meditation, learn about this energy system, they'll see the results. Yoga also tones your organs, improves your posture, frees your breathing. You feel The whole system has been cleansed. Strength is compounded when the body, mind, and intellect are exercised together. By keeping in mind that we are not the body, we are not the mind, but we are the ansh of that anshi, little spark of that God. So integrating mind, body, and intellect can only make you a better and more effective as well as a productive person. There's no doubt about it that we live in a very stressful world. The human animal has a specific way to deal with stress. And we are all familiar with this fight or flight response. When confronted with a stressful situation, your adrenaline starts pumping. Your muscles tense. Your senses heighten. In essence, your body becomes primed to deal with the stress in two ways. Either fight with the utmost energy or get away as fast as possible. It's almost like if there's a snake or a tiger, fight with it or flee away. So fight or flight. How can fight or flight help you? It gives you energy. It gives you a quick reaction time. Your mind becomes very clear, very sharp. But the problem with the fight and flight response comes when it is engaged too often. Any given day, if we are going through the stresses of the life, constantly, if we are bombarded with this, that is the problem. Bodies can only take so much stress. And if you are in a constant state of elevated awareness, muscle tension, and excess energy, you are bound to break down. So the problem with our world is that it constantly bombards us with stressful situations. On top of it, what's more, our culture rewards those who take on the most stress. It's no wonder we are all under so much stress. Now the question is, how does yoga help? In a fight or flight world, yoga is like a daily trip to spa. Not only will it relax you and calm your mind, but it can fine-tune the fight and flight response. With yoga, you learn to clear your mind and listen. You learn to focus. You know how to concentrate and tune in. When your muscles tense, you are aware of them because you are the master of your body. You know what a tense muscle is. Do you need to tense it at that time? Or is it better to relax it? So when your muscles tense, you are aware of them and can direct their energy to stand straighter, move more quickly. As your senses heighten and your thinking sharpens, you will see how to clear your mind of everything. And that's how the answer will come to you for the task at hand. Instead of having a confusion in your mind, with that kind of a relaxed mind, relaxed body, you'll know what to do. You'll be able to make better decisions. That's when the panic is replaced by confidence. Yoga gives you control over your physical as well as your mental responses. Yoga is an art. When I teach my yoga classes, I always tell them, even a shavasana, you just lie down. It's an art to relax yourself. So yoga is an art. It's a science also, and it's a philosophy also at the same time. It touches the life of us at every level: physical, mental, and spiritual also. It is a practical method for making our life purposeful, useful, and noble. Yoga alone enables the practitioner to perceive and experience the world within. We all get so enchanted with the world outside. How about the world within? Yoga helps us experience the world within and around also. To touch the divine joy of all creation, Lord Krishna told Arjuna that I am everywhere. You can see me in the tree also, in the mountain also, in the animals also, in the clouds also, in the sun also, in the moon also. There's no place where I'm not. So yoga gives us the experience to go within and feel comfortable with the outside also. To touch the divine joy of the entire creation. And then after that, share that nectar of divine joy, or you can call it a nectar of divine wealth and happiness with the fellow beings. It's not just you keep it to yourself, but you carry it, you distribute it wherever you go. Yoga lifts its practitioners from the clutches of pain and sorrow and enables them to live fully, taking a delight in life. The life which we think it's a burden, but once we start walking on this path, this life becomes beautiful. We thank God every day for giving us a human body, so that through the human body, we can achieve the highest with the practices of yoga. The practice of yoga helps the lazy body to become active and vibrant. You will see that a yoga practitioner, nothing is difficult for that person. In the community of practitioners, they say, anything which others cannot do, give it to a yogi. He will do it. It's nothing difficult for a yogi. Laziness is out, because laziness is tamsikta. Yogi does not have the laziness, no tamsikta. The practice of yoga transforms the mind and make it harmonious, the harmony. Yogic science recommends neither renunciation from the world nor excessive involvement in the world. Remember that. Okay, we don't have to run away from our families, but we don't have to drown in the drama of the families either. There got to be an equilibrium, equanimity. We should avoid these two extremes. These are extremes. Running away or getting much attached also. So the teachings of yoga or practice of yoga is threefold. Number one, how to live within ourselves. So that means take this inner journey also. Go within. Try to see what is in there. What do I need to clean? Am I peaceful inside at any given time? Is there a clarity inside me? Is my body functioning okay or not? If there's any kind of a ailment, how can I take care of it? We should know our body, we should know our mind, we should know our intellect. We should know our duties, what to do and where not to get too involved. How to live within oneself. Second part is how to live in the external world. As human beings, we are social beings. We got to learn how to live with our family members. We got to learn how to live with our neighbors, co-workers, wherever we are, live in the external world. And then how to link the two and create a bridge. So this yogic philosophy or the science of yoga teaches us how to create the bridge. When to go in and when to come out, what to do inside, what to do outside. That is a yogi's life. Because yoga science is related to the mind and mental life is its totality. So you can see that objectives of yoga can be interpreted in a physical, psychological, and spiritual sense. Because all these practices, they deal with the body, mind. And even why do we need to deal with the body and the mind and keep them in a good shape and healthy? Because we want to know who we are. That is the spirit, the soul. So this means that there are several levels of development along the path of yoga. Several levels. A student, a yoga abhyasi, has to attain these levels step by step. Starting from the lowest level, a person has to proceed gradually, mastering first the preliminary and then the intermediate, and finally reaching the highest state. So the aspirant or the sadhak proceeds gradually, level by level, until finally the distant goal of liberation is attained. That is the goal for a yogi, for a yoga abhyasi, liberation. But that will take time. First, we got to have a mastery of this body, then the mind, then the intellect. Then we got to keep on cleaning our chit, where all the vasanas have been stored by us, not by somebody else. It's our responsibility. So that's why gradually we keep on cleaning, keep on cleaning. So the first objective of yoga is to improve bodily health. And physical resilience. It is through physical purity and steadiness that the foundation of mental growth is laid. We cannot ignore this body. We occupy in this body. Anything happens to the body, it does affect our mind right now. Until we become a yogi of that level where it won't, but right now it does. So that's why the first thing we do is clean this body. To keep the body healthy, to keep it resilient, because body is being bombarded with a lot of germs inside out. So we got to make sure that we wash this body inside out, keep it clean, exercise it every day, feed the proper food also, the healthy food. We really cannot expect to feed garbage and have a healthy body. Because whatever we give it to the body, that's what the body will become. Only a sattvic food will have a sattvic body. And sattvic body means a pure body. So the first objective of yoga is to improve bodily health. That's why we see the yogis, their bodies are radiant. They shine. No foul odor from their body. That is the health of a sign of a healthy body. And even when they get sick here and there, they get over it very fast. That's what the resilience is. Their immune system is utmost. After that, the intermediate objective of yoga is to increasingly harmonize and integrate our thoughts, our emotions, our desires, our aims, motives, reasonings, etc. Because they are all part of our subtle body. That's why we have to work on our mind and the intellect also. But if the body is sick, forget about the mind and intellect, because all our energy is going into towards the sick body. Only a healthy body, peaceful body. Through body, when we have done all of our duties, we can sit and contemplate. And that is only an intermediate objective. Got to have control over our thoughts, our emotions. They are very powerful. These thoughts, emotions, desires, aims, motives, they are not simple things. Very powerful aspect of our personality. So through the process of yoga, it is possible to discover the hidden potentials of our mind and intellect. Mind, according to our rishis in the Vedic mantras, they called it a devata. It's shining inside us. But that devata also, we have really darkened that devata with the wrong ideas, with the wrong desires, with the tamasic nature, with the inertia and the sloth also. Those rishis in those mantras, they are praying to God that make my man Shiv Sankalp. Shiv means auspicious. Shiv Sankalpamastu. So a yogi remembers that. And the third level is through the unfolding of our inherent mental and psychic abilities, a yogi can then attain the state of self-realization. Self, who we are really. This is the final stage. And it can happen only through purification of the body and purification of the mind. A sick body and a dirty mind cannot attain this. This is a final stage of purification in which a person becomes aware of the soul while living on this earth. No matter how extensively one may purify and refine the physical body or expand the capacity of the mind, a yoga abhyasi remains incomplete without self-realization. That's why if we leave this earth without attaining this self-realization, even a yoga practitioner is called a yoga bhrashta. That means was walking on this path towards that ultimate, but somehow could not finish it. Yoga bhrashta. It is through self-realization that a person ultimately realizes that our whole being and become perfect. That is called a spiritual growth. And that is the ultimate objective of yoga. We want to purify this body. We want to have a control over this body for this purpose. We want to have a control over mind, and we want to have the intellect also, which is very sharp and at the same time very subtle, to know who we are. So in order to transcend this final stage of purification, we must first fully experience the inner self. And then what happened after that? Or what will happen after that? Once we reach there, we will merge this individual soul, which we call Atma, with the universal soul, universal self, while still living in this body. I heard from my own Guruji's mouth. He was only going to his Guru after in the dream, he saw the Guru. He was a student and he was going towards the Guru's ashram. But with the Guru Kripa, Ishwar Kripa, he said, I was walking in the light of my own Atma. That is merging. Everywhere he saw only the Atma and Paramatma. And that is a goal for all of us too. Gurus never say that I have reached there. That is my goal. You cannot reach there. But gurus at the same time tell us how to walk, what to do, what are the steps. But ultimately, walking we have to do. We have to learn how to purify, how to merge. So it can be said that the overall purpose of yoga is to aid and guide a person to transcend temporal limitations and break down the barriers that separate our individual self from the universal self. Ultimately, that's what we need to do. Not that I have attained it and I'm better than you. No, feeling of oneness. So the final objective of yoga, liberation, definitely it's not an ordinary thing to which everyone can aspire. The basic tenet of yogic discipline is that every individual is responsible for one's own liberation. One has to climb the ladder of yoga step by step. Step by step. So these are the steps which I wanted to go through today. So the purpose of human life is to transcend the birth and the death cycle through the practice of yoga. There are total 6 philosophies from that great country, which is where most of us come from, where this philosophy was practiced and born also. The birth and death cycle got to end so that we can attain moksha. A rare yogi who reaches the highest level in yoga, attains that divya deha, it's called divine body. Such a being has its journey completed, has definitely transcended the fetters of time and space, ignorance and mortality, but still from this divine body, the divya deha, they come back. Why do they come back? Because they have a compassion for us. Compassion for us. Then in a body which looks like ours, whether it was a body of my own Gurudev Ji's, or a body of Lord Krishna or Lord Ram or other Gurus, through that same body which we have, which is made out of 5 elements, they do their duties. They show us how to keep on living over here, but how to keep on progressing higher and higher and higher. This is what yoga is all about. We should not neglect the body. We should not neglect the environment. We should not neglect our duties, but at the same time, we should not neglect our ultimate goal, which is the same for all of us. So with this, I would like to end today's class with this mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Visheshyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.